Hello fellow nerds, we've got a big one today, that's what she said. We're going to be building the Ork Combat Patrol. So what have we got in this? We've got some Beast Snagga boys, we've got some Squighog boys, and we've got, of course, the Beastboss. If you're looking to pick this box up, you're going to be looking at somewhere around the £84 mark. Retails at £105 on the Games Workshop's website. You're going to get 20 Beast Snagga boys in this. Obviously you get the Squighog boys and the Beastboss as well. That comes in at around 495 points if my memory serves me correctly. It's pretty good bang for your buck. I think that breaks down to 105 points for Beast Snagga boys, so 210 total for the 20 of them. It's 100 points for the Beastboss, and then it's 125 points for the Squighog boys. Well, let's get this open and get stuck in, shall we? I've had this for quite some time, actually. I won it on a raffle. And it's been sat in storage for a while whilst I built the rest of the orcs. Because I wanted to leave this till last. Well, not last, I've got another Armageddon Combat Patrol to do last. We've got all the bases. Get those open and chucked over there, get rid of that rubbish. Lots of sprues. Oh wow, yeah, lots of sprues. Oh, more bases. They'll be for the Squig boys, won't they? They feel different. And we've got some transfers. Stick those over there. Get rid of that box. And where do we start? Let's have a look. Probably with the Beast Boys. Or not. Looks like we start with the Beast Boss. Okie dokie, the light's in the right place now. I moved it around because it was reflecting on the box. And you couldn't see much of the box. All you can see is a great big white light in your face. Clipped off nice and smoothly. So there's his body. And then his like scaly cloak. I guess that's a cloak. That'd be quite fun to paint. Make it look like dragon scale or something. It's not his cloak, it's his... or loincloth, I guess? I don't want to say skirt. But it looks awfully like a skirt. Just making sure that that's nice and clear of any sprue nonsense. It's always a good start when you pull your pin out of your glue. So we're going to get some glue all around the edges there, where it connects, on the back of his butt. And that will sit on there very nicely. It's not particularly flush. Just around this area here, but I think with a bit of pressure from myself that will hold nicely. Yeah, that's holding pretty nicely. Right, what else do we need then? What of all of these parts? So that looks like it's his mouth, is it? I actually don't know what that is. It looks like it might be his lower half of his face. And we need the sword. And we need A3, which is this part here. So that glues over his knee by the looks of it. There's a big bit of sprue that I missed there. Let's clip that off. Which way up does that go? It goes that way, right? No, it goes that way. Oh, okay, it goes that way. So it is actually like a loincloth. Okay. Right, let's get some glue on the back of that. And across there. So that goes across his knee, I guess, or his shin. Fits on pretty nicely. It's got a good amount of detail on this model. What is this part? A4. This. And then that goes up here, right? Across the shoulder area. Yes. Lovely. Coming along nicely. The sword will glue on to the hand part. Lovely. Get a bit of glue in there. Get that pushed in nice and firmly. Liking the look of that so far. Now, where does this thing go? Okay, so there is a gun as well. The gun goes in there. That's nice and simple. I think I'm going to glue the gun in and then see what's left. See where the squig might go. Because that is pretty simple and straightforward. That fits in nicely into the little groove that's moulded. So he's supposed to go on there. I could always knock the gun off as well, I suppose. Maybe I'll give it a minute to dry. Yeah, that fits in there nicely. So you go, like you literally should just fit there. Why do you not fit? Have I got it up the wrong way? No. Ah, that's how it goes. It just sits on top of the gun. Right, okay. I figured that might help. There we go. Sometimes just putting another piece in will help with identifying where the next piece should go. Anyway, that was a little bit of a conundrum. What is next? So we've done all of that, so we need A6. So that's this part. I almost lost that then. Where did it go? And that goes in there. What? There's some right fiddly bits on this. That goes on. Where the heck does that go? There? Ah, okay. Yeah, right. So it's the front of that pauldron. So it goes on like that. Just across the front of that little squig. Cover the front of that shoulder up in the gun. Nice. Now we need 10 and 11. And they're going to be glued together. Nice and straightforward. Just make sure it's nice and flush. No, there appears to be something in the way. Not quite sure what it is though. Yes, okay. It goes at a bit of an angle. There we go. It's like a big Skaven head almost. I know they're not part of the 40k. Well, I mean, they are sort of vaguely referenced at some point, aren't they? But I know they're not in the current world, or certainly not visible anyway. I do recall reading somewhere they were originally going to be part of 40k world, but then it was decided that they didn't want them in it. Kind of feel bad for them. Right, where does this go? On there? Like that, by the look of things. I feel like we should have glued that in there first though, shouldn't we? Oops. Yeah, I may have made a mistake here. I'm going to pull that apart quickly. Stick some glue. How does that go on there? It's telling me to put glue on the little nipple there, and there, and there. And then that goes on over the top of it. Like that. Let's put a bit more glue on there then, because we're going to glue that back together. Well, yeah, I should probably read the instructions properly, shouldn't I? Anyway, that's that wasn't too much of a problem. It would have been if I'd let it dry more though. Whoops. Pay attention. That looks like that goes in there. Or does it? No, it goes the other way around. That's a really weird place to put the sprue, right on the bit that pushes in, and it's going to be super important that that is flush. because it literally goes in the groove. So I'm going to have to trim that with the knife. Make sure your fingers are not in the way. Put that up there so it's out of the way. Yeah, okay, that's better. Because that wasn't going in. Because the sprue part, so you've got to make sure you shave that right down. Otherwise you're not going to get that flush at all. So that is going in there like that. Lovely. Now, the arm goes on there. And then that shoulder's going to go on top of there, isn't it? And then that's going to go over the top, like what? Like that? There's a bit of sprue in the way. Let's bring that carving knife. Carving knife? I don't know why I keep calling it that. It's not a carving knife. It's a craft knife. There we go. That's better. Let's stick some glue down the front, across the top, and the back bit here. And I'm just going to put a little bit on top of that little bit of wire. Oh, let's not have it running down the model though. Let's clear that off with the finger, the trusty finger. Interesting that they've printed the bottom of his jaw off separately. Not really sure what the need for that was. If you can do the upper part, surely you can do the bottom part. Very bizarre. Anyway, that is on there. And then his hair. Goes like that. It's right up in the air, that. It's like he got electrocuted. Maybe by the Big Mac. Or the Weird Boy. Or the Pain Boy. So that is that, and then we glue that on by the looks of things. And then we put the side bits of the jaw on. So that is going to sit on there nicely. That's also going to straighten that hair up. There we go. He's looking really ferocious, isn't he? I almost don't want to put those bits of jaw on, so we can see that face, but we're going to, because it tells us to. So we need 17 and 18. I'm just realising I made a little bit of a mistake here. I should have glued the jaw on first before I put the head on. It doesn't matter. I've just did a bit of a dry run. You can just push it in so it slots right in. Just have to push it in the gap there. I want that to be almost down on the chin. I don't want to be covering up too much of his face. I feel like that's a good angle. If anything, it's down a bit more on the actual model. So just angle it a tiny bit more. There we go. Anyway, so what do we do now? We stick 20 on the back. No, 20 on the front. That's the final little bit here. And then we've got something to go on the back here. That's 21 and 22, so 21 goes on the right. Hey, see that? I caught it in my finger. So 21 goes over there. That hair's very flimsy. And then 22 goes the other side. I feel like I've missed something. Where does this go? What number is that? 12. Where have I missed that? Oh, 12 goes on top of the fist weapon. Completely overlooked that. I'm not sure what's wrong with me today. I'm not really paying much attention, which I should be doing for obvious reasons. Reasons like not gluing the jaw on before I draw it onto his face. Right. Let's get that put on top of there. Nice and easy. And then we will stick him on his base. What size base does he have? 50mm. I think that's probably this one. Fortunately, there is a part in the instructions at the beginning where you can measure the... Yes, that is the 50mm. So we'll stick him on his base. And that is the Beastboss. Right, let's put some base Snagga boys together then. What are we starting with here? Base Snagga knob. We want 61 and 62. Right, where are you? There's lots and lots of little bits on these. There's 61 just over here. Let's break that in half. No doubt I'm going to need to bring the other half back in shortly. These don't look like they're too difficult to put together. Looks like they're maybe 5 or 6 pieces. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, like 10 pieces. Right, well, there's the body. So we need the other boot, 62, which you would hope, upon hope, that it would be right next to it. but it is not. We might struggle again today. Sometimes my eye is in and I can just see them straight away. I'm literally dry running everything now. I don't want to make any more mistakes. It's very easy to do. So don't be too disheartened if you make any. What the heck? Oh my god, there we go. It can be quite easy to beat yourself up when you make mistakes. I'm going to do the red version. I think it looks much more badass, but not only that, there's much more, feels like it's got much more character to it. It's telling me to glue it to the base, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do that last. So I'm on 68, which is his body, and we look straight at it for a change. I tell you, I don't know what's going on near me today, but there's sirens going off all over the place all day. I quite like these. You know, these are reminding me of Craven. There's is it Marvel? Craven? I think he's Marvel. Yeah, of course he is. He's Spider-Man's opposite, isn't he? What do we want then? So we want 70. Oh, there's a claw. I thought it was an axe. So we want 70 and 69. So 70 is the gun being held up in the air, which is there. And 69 is the claw. What is it? Power snapper, apparently. Where are you? There you are. 69, dude. We haven't said that for a while. Right, let's get these glued on. That's right up in the air, that is, isn't it? Oh, or have I put that on the wrong way? No, it should be right up in the air. Although that does not look right. No, that is definitely right. That's weird. It looked like I put it on wrong, but I most definitely haven't. Or hadn't, I should say, past tense. Let's put the other on. What? You know, the one bit I don't dry run, and then start to struggle on. Yeah, good lord. I'm going to learn one of these days. Right, we want 71 now. Get that other sprue right out of the way, because I keep getting caught on this. 71 is that one right there. I'm going to come in the back. Ish. Not quite sure what that noise was. I tell you, they put these sprues in the most darndest places sometimes. That's got a horrible mould line under there. Get out of it. Now, that goes on top. Yes, it actually goes on top of the what looks like armour rather than rather than the arm. I love these little figures. These have got real character, these beast snaggers. Yeah, I like them a lot. I like them a lot. 73, good God. 73 and 72. Oh, they're right. There's 73. I was thinking that was 72, but this one here is 72. Uh-oh. That went on the floor. There we go. Let's clip that. Is that a spike? Yes, don't clip that spike off. I've already clipped a little bit of it off by accident. Oops. So that goes on his face. Just like his mate, only he's a smaller one. Okay. We'll stick the glue on the face. So I can hold this jaw part without getting any glue on my fingers. Oh, scheisse. Hey, we even speak German on this channel. Right, I am going to put that on there. Just let that dry for a second. Hey, it's stuck to my finger. Get off. In fact, I'm going to stick that on so I don't have to hold that because that's sticking to my finger. I feel like I've stuck that on wrong. It seems very one-sided. Oh shit. Oh no, excuse the language. It seems very lopsided. Perhaps it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, it's very lopsided. What's going on with this? There we go, that's better. I did just break his arm off though. Gosh. Now I'm going to have to take that off because I need to fix the arm. And then fix that back on. Right, yeah, the face is okay now. So that leaves us with 74 and 75 for the totem on his, or the banner, whatever you want to call it, on his back. 74 and 75, where are you? Not looking like they're on that sprue. Why would they be on? I don't think they're on that one either. Might be over here, on a completely different one. Yeah, it is. 74's up here. Um, 75 is this skull-looking thing is here. It does bug me a little bit when they put them on completely different sprues like that. Okay, so that goes like that, and then that hooks in his back by the looks of things, this thing. So let's get that glued on. there, and then there's like a little hole on his back at the top there between his shoulder blades for that to glue in. I'm sticking a little bit down here too because I feel like that pole is going to connect there. I could be wrong. I was not wrong. Wow, it makes a change, doesn't it? I wasn't wrong. Yay me. Right, that's that one done. We'll stick him on his base. And he can go sit over. Oh, no, we're going to have to hold you because you're going to fall over. So we'll hold you for a few seconds. So you don't fall over. There we go. We're going to put you up there. You can watch the rest of your pals be built. I'm definitely going to knock that over. Jeez, man. Right, next one. Why is that going straight in to 63? Okay, that's odd. Doesn't tell me what legs to use. I guess maybe they're all the same, which would be 61 and 62. No. We do have a 63 here though. Am I missing something here? Maybe they're just all the same. What numbers would the legs have been? 61, 62. That's... Oh! Of course. That's the blue version of him. You wouldn't need, because the legs are already done. Right, okay. Well, let's put that to one side. We don't need that. That's a spare. Let's try that again, shall we? Flip it down. Right, we're over here. So we need 7 and 8. And that looks like that's going to be a different sprue. There we go. 7. Dear, dear, I don't know. Easily done, I suppose. You forget where you are. And 13. Just taking my time to admire these models. Like I say, these are pretty cool. I really like these. 14. They've got a lot of character. I'm going to have a lot of orks to paint. So these are just shy of 500 points. I think it was 495, wasn't it? I've already got close to 1200. I'm going to have way too many for a 2000 point orc army. I'm going to have to be selective with what I actually put on the table. Unless somebody will let me play 3,000 points, and they'll play 3,000 too. That'll be a long battle, that, won't it? So that's 10, right? That's what we need next. I can smell curry. Somebody is cooking a curry, and it smells delish. I have already had my dinner. I had chicken, chips, and beans. Oh no, 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 no. I see that bit of sprue there just hiding away. How dare you? We'll cut that off before we glue you in. What is that, a little grenade launcher? Yeah, we've got to have the grenade launcher, haven't we? Is that, or it's some sort of very large caliber? Maybe a shotgun. No, it looks more like a grenade launcher. Right, I need 15 and 16 now. There's 16. I like this one. They're all together. They're all nicely tucked up together. Easy to find and put together. We'll have more of this, please, Games Workshop. Man, that curry smell is making me real hungry. I actually thought that was the front, but it's the back. So that goes on there like that. Let's make sure that's lined up. There we go. Thunk! It's definitely a grenade launcher, isn't it? Now, where do these go? On his belt. On the back, by the looks of it. Just on there. I guess anywhere, really. Do I want them lower or higher, though? I feel like they would be higher, but it's telling me... I think it's indicating just next to the buckle. I kind of like them. Doesn't really feel like anywhere they go particularly. I think maybe there. Where it says. It would have helped if I'd had them up the right way as well, because I had them the wrong way around the first time. I'm just going to put them there like that. In fact, that's probably where it's telling me to put them, if I'm completely honest. So it's not like I've made that decision myself. Yeah, they look best there. Okay. Let's find him a base, because he is done, and we can put him over next to his pal. Yeah, that needs to be sorted out though. There's a bit of sprue that needs cutting off there. And we'll stick him on and hold him for a few seconds so he doesn't fall over. There we go. Over the back with his buddy. I think I forgot to stuck. Can't speak good English these days. I think I forgot to stick something on the front of his gun. Let's just come back here for a second. No, apparently I haven't. Okay. Right, so we've done that one. On to the next one. On to the next one. That blade's got lots of sticky goop on it. I need to clean that. Or get a new blade. Right next to each other. Ooh, nearly cut their shoulder there. Let's try not to ruin the model before we've stuck some glue on it. Let's try not to ruin it at all. Right. That was weird. I was being a little bit particular then. Now, what choices have we got here? I don't think there are choices. I think it's just the bolter and the axe for this guy. is the last of the first 10 Beast Snagga boys. He is very precariously on that base, you know. It's just the front part of that left foot and the tiniest tip of his right foot. That's why I was having to hold him for a little while. So, oh no, still going to have to hold him because he's falling off. So that's the first 10 done. So we've got another 10 of those to put together. And then we'll have the squigs. I'm going to do the other 10. I guess we start again and just go through the numbers again because they don't change. So we will turn the pages back. Hopefully he dries, he doesn't fall off. And I'll knock the sprues over that are off screen to the left. And I'll start again and build another 10 of these. I bet you're wondering what I was doing there at the end of that. I'm thinking about kit bashing this. I might cut the wrist off where I can see it there, and then glue this gun onto the end. This could go very wrong very quickly. I'm going to cut the hand off. And I need to see where this is going to pair up. It looks like it pairs up at the edge of that wrist there. We are fully committed now. Luckily, that looks like that lines up really nicely. I'm going to tidy that up a bit so it's nice and flat. Although it is pretty flat anyway, there's a little tiny bit in the middle where it's kind of crushed together when I cut it. So if I've done this right, that should stick on there, and you'll never even know once that is taken properly, if it takes. Yeah, that's taken a minute. I guess it's nice and thick in the middle. Yeah, it's not perfect by any means. I think it's because the wrist itself, or at least the second part, is slightly angled. Just want to make sure those studs are lined up as well. I think that looks pretty good. You can, if I can get it right, like where the camera is. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I don't know, you tell me. I think it looks alright. I think we'll probably get away with that. The reason being is, yeah, I just wanted a different gun on there. Yeah, I think it looks quite good. That might be my first ever bit of kit bashing right there. You saw it here first. How does that go on there? Like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, we're going to stay with the claw for the overarm, so that's nice and simple. Let's get back on to building these. I figured seeing as I built the second 5, on fast, I would build the second 5 on real time now, because we've done the first 5 on fast. We're flipping it. What was that? That was 29, so I need 30. That's weird. That was there. Completely overlooked it. A few of the keener-eyed of you will probably notice that I decided to put the axe on my man over here instead of the grenade launcher. I just figured change it up a little bit, so we haven't just got 20 that look exactly the same. Well, 2 that look exactly the same and another 2 that look exactly the same. Try and mix it up a little bit. You can always mix it up with the colours as well once you paint them. Give them little flares. I'm not talking about the 1960 trousers. Are they the 60s? 60s and 70s? I mean, they come back in every now and again, don't they? They were certainly very popular in the 60s, in the UK anyway. Where have I put my clip? There. Losing my marbles. Yeah, certainly very popular in the UK back in the 60s and 70s. I'm not sure about before that. So long before my time. 31 and 32. There's 32. Where's 31 out here? Trying to remember how many. I think this is going to put me very close to my point limit, you know. I know I mentioned it earlier. I'm just trying to think how much more I've got to build, especially with Armageddon coming next Saturday. Although by the time this comes out, Armageddon will probably be out already. So it is Friday, the 12th today, I think. How does that arm go on there? That points outwards, doesn't it? Yes, it does. It goes on like that. Like he's some sort of American gangster. Blap blap. Let's see where. I keep putting the clippers over there, and I miss trying to find them. Got 34 down here. Yeah, we can try and mix it up a little bit, can't we, with the paints, so they don't all look identical. Although I do kind of want to keep them similar scheme. I don't want them too different. Like that a lot. I like how simple these are, how easy to put together they are, how everything seems to fit nice and snugly. And how most of them just stand on their bases straight away. You don't have to worry about holding them for too long. I know I've had to do that with a couple of them, but not too many. Right, next one. 37. I think that's on the other sprue. Yes, it is. I knew I remembered seeing it. Just out of interest, how are you guys feeling about 11th being here now? Are you happy, or are you a little bit sad to see 10th go? I know some people are still kind of hanging on to it a little bit. Oh, that's 35. For some reason I thought that was 83, but it's this little thing down here that's 83. Yeah, I know some people are still clinging on to 10th a little bit. Although it is technically still a week until it comes out, like I said. I cannot wait to get that box set. It's going to be like Leviathan all over again. Although I was nearly 3 years late to Leviathan. Although I am kind of glad the person kept hold of theirs. Otherwise I would never have got it. Like I say, I'm a late comer to Warhammer. I only started collecting, building, painting in January this year. So I'm at 36. And I've kind of gone all in on it. You may have heard me mention that before. But I do love building these. It's so relaxing. I don't think much comes close, you know, other than being out in the middle of nowhere hiking, with a beautiful lake nearby and some mountains. So what do we need? So I need 44 now, right? No, I do not. I need 38. Looking at the wrong part of the instructions. Jumping ahead of myself. Yeah, okay. And then he can go on his base, but I'm going to need to sort that out because that is really sticking out there. Smooth as a baby's bottom. Sits. Oh, hello. I was going to say that sits on there perfectly, and it fell off. Spoke too soon. Just hold that for a second. Kind of like the way this guy's like running along, blasting with his axe, sort of semi-ready as well. And I just started blasting. He probably needs a face, doesn't he? I should probably give him his face. Let's try not to cut his mohawk off this time. So I cut a bit of his mohawk off last time. Ay caramba. Should have put his face on before I put that second arm on. It gives you a little bit more room to play with. Okay, let's glue him to his base. This is one of the few that I'm going to have to hold for a few seconds. Otherwise he's going to come off. Fall over. There we go. Now, 10 was a spare, wasn't it? As were the grenades, and that goes on the end of 10. So that sprue can be safely put out of the way. I do have a spare hand and a spare gun though. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. How many more have we got? We've got 3 more to do. Let's get their bases all over here. 3 more. And then we can start the Squig Myers. Right, so we want 40, 41 and 42. And everything should be on this sprue now, so that should make things a lot more simple. Nice and easy to find. He says. You watch, I'll be screaming in a minute that I can't find one of the pieces. I did just get a text message to say that the courier has received my Hatchet Part Works delivery, so I'll be getting some more combat patrols in the next few days, so I'll have even more stuff to build. And I think it's more chaos. I can't remember what it is though. I think it was like 10 something or others. I think you get 20 in total actually. I can't remember what they are. They're on the back of the other one. Right, that's that. 41. I like the fact that we've got these kind of robotic legs. It's almost like prosthetic legs for them, isn't it? They've lost their leg to some sort of beastie, and they've made themselves a new one. That's pretty cool. Kind of remind me of those legs you see like war veterans get. I guess not just war veterans, there are other people that get them as well. I see some of the Paralympians wearing similar stuff. Pretty cool. Not that it's cool to not have, you know, your a regular leg, I should say. But certainly different. What am I doing here? 43 and 44. Lost track of what I was doing there for a second. Can't be too long now until we're humans are capable of having robotic legs, surely. Where the frig does this arm go? It's like that? Yes, it is. Right, I'm going to stick his face on before I do that second arm, so it's a little bit easier to get in there. So I want 46 and 45. They're up here. Every now and again one just pings off and hits me. Just a little reminder. Guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, please give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed here, consider subscribing. Help the channel to grow. Appreciate you. Help the channel to grow. Let's see if we can grow the community here. Share our love for this hobby. Share our ideas even. I've got glue on my bloody lever again. I really need to get something to clean this glue off. I should use my cutting mats, but it's like I mentioned previously. I felt like they distracted from. I need to say detracted. Distracted from the models with all the lines everywhere, which is why I removed them. Obviously I still have them because I put them back when I'm finished filming. Because I don't want paint all over the desk as well. That's going to be problematic. That's not easy to cut that part. Can I get away with just pushing that off? Yes, I can. Just make sure I don't cut my finger. It's funny because I was reading about the Beast Boys, the Snagga boys, whatever you want to call them, and it says that they don't really like using technology. They prefer the old ways. Yet here they are with their synthetic legs. I suppose it's a necessity, isn't it? Otherwise they're just, well, can't hop everywhere, I suppose. Yeah, but I need to get some glue remover. I wonder what I can get. I'll clear that off and not remove the dye. Are we here? Yes, we are. Wait. Yeah, 40. Well, it doesn't look like the 40 there. That looks completely different. Was that 49? I think I might have just cut 49 off, not 40. Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, we're there. This is where we should be. 47. What is that stuck to my thumb? Bit of glue. I just noticed earlier today that the season 4 of Vox Machina is out. I'm going to be watching that as soon as possible. In fact, probably watch a little bit after I'm finished building these. Huge fan of that. What a great anime. One of the very few animes that I actually watch. Oh, that's not good. What have I done here? There's a bit of... There you go. I'm sure I had the same problem with the previous one. Yeah, I love Vox Machina. It's got one of the best animated combat scenes I've ever seen. I think it was season 3. The big dragon thing fighting the big Godzilla type thing. Absolutely amazing scene. 48 is over here. I have tried watching other anime. I kind of get bored of them. I tried watching Attack on Titan, I got bored of that. I think I've got about 3 seasons in, maybe. Yeah, it wasn't, I think it was, maybe it wasn't that long. I think it was shortly after we realised, or they revealed, that they were human. But the humans somehow turned into them. I didn't get much further than that. Yeah. We needed some weapons, don't we? So we need 51 and 50. Where are they? Oh. Well, there's 50. Ah, there's 51. I thought they might be on another sprue for a second there, and then suddenly just saw 50 right before my eyes. Okay. Man, if that hand wasn't so big, I could probably kit bash that. But that hand's much, much bigger. So I shan't do that. That looks silly. And I'm kind of regretting sticking him on the base now, even though it's said to do it. I feel like it's going to be in the way a little bit. Yeah. Oh Christ. Right, let's get a good grip at this, because I keep dropping stuff like some sort of imbecile. Yeah, that base is a little bit in the way. Don't put the base on before you've glued the gun and the axe on, is the tip for this one. There we go. It wasn't too difficult. It was just a little bit more difficult than I would have liked. Let's stick his face on then, shall we? With his big dangly earrings. His big ass earrings. 59. I should probably wear gloves for this. I was reading something. Well, not reading, sorry. I was watching oh no, his face just fell off. I was watching a video and a guy was talking about how finger grease can get on there and prevent the paint from taking. I can't say I've ever noticed that, to be honest. Right, what have we got here then? Because 54 and 56. Well, I've got 63. Why do I have 63? Oh, 54, 56. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe that's for the man here, his other body. So you can put the different weapons on him. Anyway, we're on to the last one. Now we can start making the squigs. There's another unit I really want to get my hands on. It's the one that's on the big squig that looks a little bit like a shark. Waiting for that to come back in stock. Oh, what's happened here? Yikes, where did that go? That went all the way down there. Don't make me bend and stretch. That's why. There's a bit of sprue in there. It needs peeling off like that. Now it's just, oh Christ, I've got hair on it. That's what happens when you drop them on the floor, I suppose, when they've got glue on them. There we go, let's try that again. Maybe we'll, I won't edit it out. I like to keep it raw. That's why I keep all of the mistakes in. We can learn together. It's mostly me doing the learning though. People are probably laughing at me. Why is he doing that? Don't stick that there. No, that doesn't go there. Wait. I've seen a few of your comments of I'm sticking the wrong piece on, or you guys are like yelling at your screens. I do that a lot when I'm watching other people. No, no, don't do that. It's like something my mum used to do when she was watching the soap operas. Get really invested. Start yelling at the TV. Well, not yelling, but talking to the TV. Which I think is hilarious. But I guess that's how, you know, when you get so invested in something, like a video game for me. Or a movie, I suppose. There's been a few movies that I've got quite heavily invested in. I'll tell you, there's one that really peed me off. I think it's called Eden Lake. I think it's set in the UK and it's about some little shits. I can't think of a better word to describe them. Have I got the right head here? 60 I need. No. That is 53. Where's 60? What? I've got 67. Have I stuck the wrong head on one of the other models? I think I might have done. I was supposed to stick 53 on the other one. Okay, well 53 is going to go on this one then, I suppose. Yeah, I think it's called Eden Lakes. It's about a group of kids that kind of terrorise this couple and end up... yeah, I won't give it away too much, but it was infuriating when I watched that. I wanted to go and hunt the little shits down and give them a darn good thrashing. It's got that lady from Yellowstone in it, although it's way before Yellowstone. Which is a very good TV show, actually. One of very few that I got right into. Oh, this is that one, isn't it? Oh, I need to put his shoulder pad on. Whoops. Have I forgot to put the shoulder on any of the other ones? I'm just having a cursory glance at them now. No, I haven't, thank goodness. So I need 59 then. I may have stuck 59 on the wrong one. I did. Why didn't you tell me? If only this were live, I was live streaming and somebody was like, no! Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll just have slightly different looking models. Which isn't a bad thing, I suppose. Mix it up a little bit. And these seem to fit quite nicely on any of the models anyway, so... Cool, alright, yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's get this guy stuck on his base with his tiniest amount of contact. I'm not quite sure why they've done that. Because I'm going to have to hold this dude for a little while. So that he has time to take hold. I think I might have stuck him... Yeah, I'll hold that there for a sec. Yeah, we're done with the 20... Snagga boys. It's time to build the squigs. I'm going to tidy up these sprues and get the squigs out. Hey, look at that. Looks different, doesn't it? It's had a delivery. Got a new light bar. which kind of goes all the way across here and down the sides as well, so it takes away the shadows for when you're painting. So I've just set it up, thought I'd do the rest of the video with it. Yeah, anyway, so we're on to the Squigs, the Squighog boys. So we need 72 and 73 to start us off here. I've got multiple sprues and I found it just here. Let's put that just out of the way. I think there's slightly less of a view on the camera because it's slightly closer to the table. That might allow for a little bit better of a view because obviously it'd be more zoomed in. But I am a little worried I might take my hands out because you can't see the bottom of the table down here anymore. Anyway, let's try not to do that. Let's try and keep them centralised. Hopefully, it's a better view. Let me know in the comments. Let's get these built, 72 and 73. I guess that it's this. It is this one. I just noticed in the instructions here there's a couple of little differences as well. So you've got like a robotic leg, or the kind of like normal leg. Normal leg? The natural leg? The biological leg? What have we got here? So we glue these together. Do they go straight together? It looks like it. And I've pulled my pin out. I keep doing that. Get back in there, you git. Right. I'm working with a little bit less room now as well, I think. But that might be better for the footage, because I won't have my hands all over the place. Anyway. So that goes like that. So is that the underside? That's the above, because that is the saddle right there. So we want 74 and 75. 74. Are they on this one? I don't think they are. That's curious. I'll tell you something I've just seen online as well. The new instructions apparently have got a little picture of the sprue on the top of the page, and it shows you where on the sprue they are, which is pretty damn handy and a very welcome addition, I think, anyway. Why can't I find 74 and 75? There's 74. Because I hadn't looked at the sprue that it was on yet, that's why. Or 75, a little tiny side of the foot. I can almost guarantee I'm going to struggle to spot that. You would have hoped that it would be right next to the leg that it has to be attached to, but of course it's not. That would be too easy. Here it is, over here, back on the original sprue. So we need to glue that onto there. That for a little bit of foot. Let's trim that off the bottom. So what side does that leg go on there? Seems to. Yeah, it fits nicely there, in fact. Oh, it does. Of course it does. Well, I should look at the instructions. What am I doing? I'm doing the man IKEA thing, aren't I? Does anybody else do that? Just goes off on a tangent and stops looking at the instructions. Gets to a point where they regret not looking at the instructions because they've made a mistake. What the heck? What's that? Looks like some sort of mouth. Oh, it's his face, of course. I'm not drunk, I promise. In fact, I don't drink unless it's a special occasion or a particularly hot day and I'm out with some friends, and I might have a fruity cider, and any other time it will be a nice, beautifully cold Guinness. That is my only tipple. I do like a nice cold fresh Guinness. And don't forget to give it time to stand. His face, it's proper grumpy. Love that. That's proper grumpy. Oh dear, nerd. Right, top of his head. So we've got choices here, 69 or 82. Quite like 69 because of the spiky bits on top, so we're going to go with 69, dude. And there it is. Hello. That flew over my shoulder, would you believe, behind me into my room. I'll grab that quickly, there we are. Okay, so which way does this go? I think those stripes have to line up, so I think it goes that way. It seems to be that way. Or is it the other way? I think it might be the other way actually. That's definitely not the other way. Yeah, it goes that way. Right, okay. Top of his bonnet. It's almost like he can. Oh, is that? Have I pushed this together too early and that won't fit in there now? Why won't that go in there? Is there a bit of sprue in the way? Ah, there we go. It's in. This is just a bit tight. Is that a bit lumpy? I feel like I might not have done that properly. No, seems to be alright. Okay, we'll leave it like that. It's like one of those dinosaurs, isn't it, that have the like hard bone on the top of their heads and they just crack into each other when they're fighting. Right, so I would guess... Okay, I would guess wrong. That doesn't go on there. And there's lots of bits of sprue in the way there. Let's get the knife. Just shave that off gently. There we go. Beautiful. It's a good job that's not sharp, because I would have cut myself then. Oh, I've cut too much off there. Anyway, that's yeah, okay, that's flat. Let's put that over there. I don't trust myself with a knife. There's a little bit there as well. It's like tidying it up as you go, as much as you can anyway. Always do the bulk of it afterwards. I tend to do that before I paint it. Just give it a once over. Before I prime it, I should say. Right, okay, so that's that done. Now it's showing me that I can choose the different parts. I'm definitely going to go with these robotic ones. I quite like those. So we're going to go with green. So we're going to flip that over. Make sure you guys can still see it. And we're going to want the green parts. So ignore all of that. Down to part 15. We are going to have a look down here. So we need 76 and 77. Which is a leg and a bit of the floor by the looks of it. 76 and 77, where are you? Come on now. Don't mess me about. Ah, there we go, 76. And if I'm not mistaken, 77's... No, I am mistaken. I was going to say 77's right next to it, but it's not. Oh, of course it's not. They might like to make us work for our models, don't they? Okay, so where is 77 then? Perhaps it's on the other sprue. It is. It's over here in the middle. Right, I'm actually going to move these sprues out of the way because they're probably in the way over there. I like to be able to spread out a little bit. So, we want to glue that on there first, don't we? Although it is telling me to glue the base first. I'm going to glue this first because I want to. We're getting closer and closer to the release of Armageddon, aren't we? I know I mentioned it earlier. I'm excited. I'm going to keep mentioning it. It's like Christmas. Have I just glued the wrong part? I might have done. No, I haven't. That goes in there like that. That's going to give us some stability for when he stands up. Oh, that looks cool, man. I can't wait to get some paint on that. I'm already picturing kind of some sort of gunmetal for the metal. Maybe do a different colour on the spring. Maybe some sort of bronze or something to make it stand out. A bit of Nuln oil, a bit of, what's it called? Agrax, or whatever the heck it's called, I can't remember. Different colour for the stitching, maybe. Yeah, I like that. Okay, well, we need something to put his head on, don't we? So we need 70 and 71. These sprues are going to be moved around all over the place because it's not on that one. 70 and 71. Come on, right there's 70. Right over here. The channel went a bit haywire for a couple of days, you know. I changed the default category. I can't remember if I've already said this. I might be repeating myself. Please forgive me if I am. I changed the default category from gaming to how-to and style because ChatGPT recommended it. Said that I was in the wrong category. So I changed it and my whole channel went tits up for about 3 days. I got 0 views. I thought, oh, okay, that was short-lived. But it seems to be back now, and I'm back up. Back up to averaging about 50 a day. Which, as I've said before, is about 49 more than I thought I would get. I thought maybe I'd get one of my family members watching it to be supportive. But I am super glad that you guys are enjoying. Well, some of you anyway, not all of you. Oh, they don't go together very well. Oh yes they do, they were at the wrong angle. I'm making a right mess on this desk today. I have to give it a good wipe down afterwards. Oh, wait, I did glue the bottom part, what? I'm going slightly mad. Showing my age there a bit, aren't I? Although that is a little bit before my time. My parents used to listen to Queen when I was younger. So I started liking them. Excuse me. Have a little bit of a drink there. That's a little bit loose. What's going on there? It almost looks like that's a mouth, doesn't it? Oh. Yo, dear. I feel like I put that one up the wrong way. What? Oh, he's looking down. Like that. I thought I put it on the wrong way then. I thought it can't be because this is part of the saddle. Anyway, back on track. It looks like a big hippo mouth. I can't get over that. Anybody else feel it looks like a big hippo mouth? Oh, come on now. Bit of sprue there that's being a right bugger. Oh, be careful there. That was pretty. I was having to apply a bit of pressure there. I don't want to cut my thumb. There we go. There was a bit the other side too. I feel like I'm going to cut myself one day on one of these videos. I have to either edit it out or leave it in and show you guys that you should never cut towards yourself, or I don't know, use a cutting board, which I've got two just like literally behind me. It looks like, yeah, it looks like he's about to ram into something, doesn't he? Clunk. Awesome. So that is kind of him done a little bit. In fact, that's him fully done. We just need to put his rider on. What's this big hole in the back here? I guess that might be for something later. So why is this blue now? We don't get a different... No, we don't get a different rider choice, do we? It's the same rider. Okay. Oh, it's for some sort of standard or something. Right, let's concentrate. What do we need now? We need 90 and 91. Hopefully these are all together and we don't struggle. There's 91 anyway. There's 90 down here, right next to my thumb. Let's make sure we've got those clippers around the right way. What? I did cut that, didn't I? I'm sure I did. Apparently not. Which way do you go? I should probably just look at the instructions, shouldn't I? It goes like that. Hey! Let's hold him by his hand, or whatever that is. Plonk. What is that? It's not his hand, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's some sort of item of clothing? So it's telling me to glue him to the saddle. Oh, that is not good. Let's cut that out of there. So it's telling me to glue him to the saddle, so we can then put the legs and stuff on. Okay. Well, I guess we'll do that then. I'm a little bit dubious of that, because if I glue him wrong, I'm going to be screwed with getting these legs on. So let's just make sure we're like literally right where he needs to be, which is like smack bang in the middle of the saddle. I do not like that at all. That could be wrong. God, please don't be wrong. 92 and 93. If we get some glue on quickly, if it is wrong, at least we can move that torso around a bit and not completely freak out. That's fiddly as all heck. Oh no, that's right, cool. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like having to glue the leg, you know. It's kind of fiddly to hold without getting glue all over your darn fingers. And the model. Like that. Shit. There we go. Excuse my language. I got it all over my finger and now it's all over the thigh of the, or the ass cheek of the orc. Okay, well those legs went on pretty well, so we didn't mess it up too much. Or at all. So he now is going to probably want his arms and his face. So we've got a choice. We're obviously going to go with a mohawk head. Because I'm a night elf mohawk. Here's of course an orc. An orc mohawk. Does anybody remember that? Like one of the first ever World of Warcraft adverts with Mr. T. God, that seems like an age ago. Why is this not coming off? There we go. Seems like an absolute age ago. I used to play World of Warcraft. Love it. Right, 94. There he is. A little bit curious as to why it's not showing the other arm. Anyway, the other arm's got the axe on, I think. Oh, I did not do a very good job on that. That's pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. I should have dry ran that first. I did not, which was kind of foolish, really. Does that go on? I think it's supposed to go on there like that. On the little harnessy bit, and then on hit. There we go. That just clipped in. You probably heard that. I'll be surprised if you didn't hear that. Right, next page. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Right, so we need 98 or 97. I like the look of 98. In fact, no, I like. Oh, I like both of those. I think we can go 97. I think 97 caught my eye a bit more because of the kind of face on it. Looks very orcish. So that goes over his shoulder, right? Just like that. Certainly does. We'll slap some glue on there and plonk it on. Love that. Gives it a bit of character, doesn't it? Now then. 79 or 80. I think we're going to go 79 to kind of stick with that theme. Same kind of theme as his shoulder. So we need 78. Which we stuck in that hole we were looking at earlier. And 79. Which I'd kind of hoped would be right next to it, but it's not. Where are you, 79? Don't be on the other sprue. There you are. It's like a parrot's head at that angle. Right, what are we doing here? So that goes in that hole. Okay, let's put a. How should I do this glue so it doesn't all squirt out everywhere? I think I'll gently rub it on so there's not loads of it. And it goes in that way by the look of things. I probably didn't need any glue, but I'm sticking some in just in case. Lovely. Right, okay, so how does that go on? What the fuck? The frig? Like that? No, it's got to be the other way, surely. Like that, I think. Well, that's how it's going on. I don't know if that's right. If it's wrong, I guess somebody will say, "Hey, why is your banner on the wrong way?" I'll say, I don't know. Is it on the wrong way though? No, I don't think it is. I think it looks pretty cool like that. It's like the jaw, like a massive underbite facing back that way. Okay, so that's that. Which leads us to his arm. What are we going to go with? I think the axe looks pretty darn cool. I think we're going to go with 95. I like that we get options. Let's try run that first. How does that go on? It's more up in the air, isn't it? Like he's kind of battle crying as he's charging. I've just knocked my glue over. Get out of the way. As he's charging into battle. How on earth does that go on there? Ah, okay. God, it's really, really far back. How is he, how's he managing to get his arm back that far? Is he like double jointed in his shoulder or something? Anyway, it goes on that way. That's pretty mental. It's almost like behind. I guess he is kind of turned a little to the side. Right, so now I need to glue that to the base. He will go right at the back. So he's got plenty of room in front of him on that base. So he doesn't overhang it massively. Let me just hold that there. Turn the page with my... Look at that, eh? Who says men can't multitask? I'm going to move on to the next Squighog. Hopefully he doesn't fall over. And he can watch me build his buddies. This is a big base. I hope I haven't just stuck him on the wrong base. Uh-oh. I should probably have looked, shouldn't I? 90 mil. This is where I find I've put him on the wrong base. Please don't be the wrong way. Oh shit, I think I did. Oh, I did. I stuck him on the wrong base. No. No. Oh, it doesn't matter too much, does it? It probably does matter, doesn't it? Let's take him off. Let's make sure we stick him on the correct base. I know the game can be very particular with base sizes, so let's make sure he's on the right one. And we'll hold him there again for a minute. Oh well, at least I know where I can put the other squigs now. Don't tell anybody. I won't tell them if you don't. Right, that's it. Done. He can stand there, watch us. I think it's like that. Let's get the other side of the face. Where's C2? Hopefully that'll make it all gel together. That, or it's just going to push the tongue out. Or not. Oh, okay, it's come together nicely. Alright. I'll stop panicking. I've got glue all over my fingers though. Right, that is going to need to be sorted out at the back, because there's lots of little bits of sprue. I find myself doing this much more often than when I first started making these models. I guess it comes with a little bit more experience. You appreciate the need to do this. What's going on there? Actually, I could have just left that. Maybe added some red paint to that. Made it look like blood or something, or saliva. So we want 5, 4, 5 and 6. Where's... So there's 5. There's 4. It's a very busy sprue. Can make the numbers difficult to spot at first. 6 is down here. Sometimes I find just looking at the shape makes life easier. Make sure that's firmly pushed together. Right, what are we doing now then? Need his back leg and... Oh no, we want to stick his jaw on first, his head. Goes on like that. Okay. Let's get some glue on there. All the way around. Plonk you in there. Get that excess off with the trusty finger. The trusty thumb even. These are angry looking buggers, aren't they? Right, I want 7, which is there. Bottom left. 8 and 9, which are nicely on the left hand side as well. That doesn't look... Oh, it goes just inside it. Right, okay. We'll stick the glue in there then. I was thinking that doesn't look like that fits, but it sits just inside. So it actually does fit very snugly. Quite like these little robotic legs. Kind of gives them a little bit of a story, doesn't it? Like, how did you lose that leg? Did he lose that in combat? Was it just fighting with his pack? Trying to assert their dominance or find their position in the pack? So these just glue onto the side of the face then, do they? Well, I guess I can put them however I want. Kind of fits there like that, I think. Or is it lower? Might be a bit lower. Let's put it a little bit lower. Okay. I suspect they're going to join up in the middle. There's actually a little bit that slots in. There we go. Oh, that fit really nicely. That wasn't too much effort at all. It's going to need tidying up a little bit though. I'll do it once it's dried fully. I tend to go back over them once I'm completely finished and had them on the display, just to make sure everything's sorted out right. What's that? 11 and 10. What are they, little bits of armour? Right, where are they? They're over here. Well, there's 10. That says 32, but that's the bit. Interesting. Maybe 11 is the it's down here. It's the same. Well, not the same, but similar. That's weird. Okay. So where do they go? So 10. Goes there. If I don't keep dropping it. Seems to clip on just there. So that's where it's going to go. Hopefully the other one does the same. Yeah, it seems to fit really nicely there. Hopefully this... It does do the same. Okay. Cool. Why won't he stand up? He keeps on falling over. It's like he's heavy that side. Okay, you do a roly-poly. What's his tummy tickled? Sometimes I do wonder about myself. Right. Oh, hello. That was a really tough bit of sprue there. Let's clip that bit off there. And then we need his face, which is down the bottom of the sprue, depending on your orientation. I mean, if you're looking at the numbers up the right way, it's at the bottom, isn't it? Are we gluing him on? Yes, we are. Where does he sit then? He sits riding slightly forward in the saddle, okay. Go. Still falling over. 16 of 15 being his arms. 15 is at the top. Let's make sure we've got those clippers around the right way. So that was 15. Where's this weapon? So you got like an axe or something, or a spear. Why can't I see that? Perhaps it's on a different sprue. Yeah, it is. It's on this one. Give these a little bit of a dry run before we commit. So that's forward, holding on to the harness. Try to be so gentle, keep dropping stuff. There we go. And then this one looks like his spear arm's going to be kind of up. Nope. Down and back. No. How on earth does this go? Ah! Quite far back, okay. I guess the spear's quite level at that angle. There we go. Beautiful. Just chuck him over there. Fortunately, his arms didn't fall off. I think that means we're going to be sticking him to the base now. No, not quite yet. What? Hold up. Oh, he's got a little grot on the back with him. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll make that then. That's. If I put him there, will he stand up or will he fall over? We're going to balance you there like that while we make your mate. So what do we need? 21, 20, 21, 22. So there's 20. $21 is at the top. 22 is at the bottom. Oh, we need 19 as well, which is his head. Would probably help, wouldn't it? It's right in the middle there. At the bottom. Okay, right, what we got here? So 19, no, it wants us to stick 22 on first. Which appears to be like that. Right, okay. So that goes across the top. Well, hello. Why am I struggling to put it on now? I literally just dry ran it and it went on. There we go. It went on fine. We need to clear that bit of sprue off of there though. Just gently. Gotcha. Then we'll stick his head on. I'm going to put his head on at a bit of an angle, just because it might give him a bit more character. Right. And then the hand is going to need to be... They do have a weird habit of Oh, have I cut a bit of the thing off that I shouldn't have cut off? I might have done. Oops. How does that go on there then? There's a bit of an angle there. I think it goes on like that. Yeah. I'm going to need to hold that for a few seconds, I think. It's on a weird angle. Like that. That's going to be very flimsy. Gotcha. So I'll spin that around a bit, just so I can get a bit of a better look at it. Make sure it's all flush. Right, it is. So how do we glue this dude on to the back of my man? It says there's like a clip bit on his back. So that goes up on there like that. And then he goes down the back of the mount. Right, okay. So I think we'll stick the glue on. Alright, how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to hold his face. Put the glue on the bottom of his feet. And in the middle of that clip there, like that. And then we'll come on with the clip of his bloody weapons falling off. Oh, this is a really great time to get a wonky hand. Yeah, his weapon's falling off. Perhaps I should have put the weapon on last. Wait until he dried a bit. It's a very weird angle. There we go. That looks awesome, doesn't it? I love that. That looks cool. Right. Now we glue him to the base without... Please don't drop him or knock him over or some of it. And we do need to trim that off the bottom of the foot though, because that's going to stop him from gluing to the base. Right, we'll hold him there for a few seconds. Love that one. That's a pretty cool model. I like that. It's got a lot of character. Right, on to the next one then. We need 24 and 25 to start us off with. So there's 24. I'm not sure why they've done this weird tongue thing with these. Mm, 25. And of course I will need 23 afterwards. It looks like this one's a little bit bigger. Might be a little bit easier to get the tongue in there. Oh, let's don't want it wonky though, do we? Oh, well, maybe we do. Maybe it gives it a bit more character. I shouldn't forget a bit of glue under the tongue there. Oh, hello. What are we doing? There we go. $26, $27, $28. $26 is the underbelly. $27. Sometimes trying to keep your fingers out of the way while you glue these bits all together. It's quite difficult. There we go. Oh, hello. Why is that not going together? Oh, there's a bit of sprue at the back there that I missed. You absolute jerk. There we go. Just pushed it out of the way. Okay. Glue the head on. Trying to look at how different this is whilst I'm putting this one together. So the saddle's slightly different. The head's obviously a little bit different. Doesn't have the robotic back leg on this one, but it looks like it may have a robotic front leg. Yes, it does. 29. Right, so we need the jaw now. So what do we need? 29, 30, and 31. 29 is there. Uh, 30 and 31. They do not appear to be on this one. Or maybe they were. That clips in nicely on that. Beautiful. Let's get your prosthetic leg on. Does that go up and in? Yes, it does. So it's almost like it's running. Like that. It still won't stand up. Okay, you can roll over as well. Just making sure I've put everything on. Right. These are actually pretty well put together on the sprue, so they're all pretty close to each other, which is good. So what we got, 35. Let's put the sprue up the right way. No, that is the right way. It's just the body's upside down. $36. It's almost like they match each other as well. This guy's got a prosthetic right leg. The Squig's got the front left leg. I want his head as well. Loving that head. It's got the like bionic eye. See the bionic eye. What we need, 32 and 33. The armor plates. Did I forget to put a shoulder pad on the other one? I think I did, you know. 17. Yeah, I did forget. It's here. I was just looking at that and thinking, well, this guy's got a shoulder pad. Why hasn't the other guy got one? Well, he does have one. I just forgot to stick it on. So we'll bring him back over here. And we'll give him his shoulder pad, which is just going to slide on there nicely. I was thinking, I just said I'll double check as well. And it just suddenly dawned on me. Perhaps I should double check better. There we go. What's something else I've missed, is there? What's this 18 thing? Some sort of chains that go on his belt. Well, that's why we check, isn't it? So that goes around this side. There's a big gap in his butt as well that I'm just realising. So where does that go? On there? Yes, it does. So I'm going to stick a little bit of glue in there. And then just gently place that in and on there. I'm going to have to work my way around this because my fat finger won't get in there. Let's use the clippers like tweezers because I still haven't ordered tweezers. I've just realised I've ordered a shipment of things as well and I forgot to add tweezers. Come on, get in there, you bugger. Right, I'm going to hold you by that part and then push you in. There, like that. That'll do ya. Yes, I have a Tyrannofex on the way, some primer, and obviously the Armageddon box set, which I mentioned before. Okay, that's that one. Now then, my man needs his arms, so we need 38 and no, we don't. We need to stick the armour on first. I'm getting ahead of myself again. So that one goes like that by the looks of things. Yep, that clips on there nicely. Beautiful. Like. Okay, what did? There we go. And then this side. That sits nicely there. And then my man needs to go on top. Oh, there is a big bit of sprue there that I've missed underneath his butt. I would have really interfered. There we go. Why has he got a big square hole under his crutch? The other one didn't. Make sure I'm not missing something here. No, okay. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe it helps him fit better on this seat. There we go. You have to push a little bit firmer with these to get them on their seats. I love the way he's like angled as well, like he's just about holding on. So he's going to want his arms now, isn't he? 38, 39. 38's up there. And where is 39? Not on there. It's 39 is holding a big spear up in the air. It's going to be this one, isn't it? So we're going to want some glue there where the harness is being held. There we go. And the spear is right up in the air. Like he's about to chuck it at somebody. There we go. Oh, hello. Pushed him off the seat a bit there. Let's push him back on. There's a huge bit of sprue in there that I'm not happy with. There we go. It's a bit on the side of his body as well. There's loads of little bits on this one. Here we go. Tidy them up properly later, like I said before. So, he needs his armour. He needs his shoulder pad. Let's not forget the shoulder pad on this one, eh? He also needs his little helper, doesn't he? What we got here? 43, 42, 41. So all of these basically, whatever's left on this sprue belongs to this guy. So we'll cut them all off. And then I can get rid of this sprue. Just make sure everything has been cut off of that. We'll put that over there. But where's his shoulder pad? His pauldron. 37. It's there. We'll stick that on first. So that's just on this shoulder. Okay. I love it when they sit nicely like that. It's just so simple and easy. Right, this is going to be easier if I put this on now, isn't it? I think that just goes there. That seems to be alright. Okay, let's put him down for a minute. Let's get this little dude put together. Right, how do you go together? What? How on earth does this go together? Like that? Oh, okay. Wow, that's so weird. Right. How bizarre. Okay, so that bit goes like that, and this bit goes on there. Gosh. These are so small, these parts. They're really like... There's really minimal contact to be holding them together. Right, that's that done. Oh no, I've knocked it with my thumb. Brilliant. There we go. Just let that dry for a second. Nope, it's falling off. Okay, I'll hold you like that for a few seconds. If you stop sliding around. Let's just keep sliding around. There we go. Leave that. And then he's going to want his head, isn't he? Leave that to dry for a second. He's going to need to be glued on the back of the mount, holding on much like the other guy. think it pretty much does exactly the same. I'm really hesitant to touch him. I'm going to let him dry for a few seconds. Right, well, in reality, we gave him a few minutes to dry. So we should be pretty sturdy. When I just figure out where he sits. There we go. There. Okay. Let's glue him like we did with the other one. The bottom of his little toes. And in between that little handle. There he goes. Sitting on the back, right into battle. Let's get him on his stand. There's the mark that we stuck the big one on. The wrong one earlier. Is this actually gonna... What's actually contacting that? Not a lot. It's just the 1 foot. Okay. I'll be patient with my man over here. Put him on there. And wait for him to take. Because he's just going to fall over otherwise. The next one looks hilarious. Great big wheel at the back instead of legs. A road hog. Oh, I'm very hesitant to put him down. I feel like he's just going to fall over straight away. We'll get away with laying him on his side. I don't think so. Okay, he didn't fall over. I am still convinced that he might do, though. Let's clear the tip of this glue off. I think we're on to the second to last one now, aren't we? We've got the little tiny squig with just the grot on. So, what do we need? 51, 50, 49. Well, there's 49. There's 50. It's even got an exhaust coming out the back. Make of that what you will, with the exhaust coming out the back of it. And 51. So we want to glue that in there first, don't we? Oh, hello. That didn't take at all. That was weird. There we go. That's not sticking. Why is it not sticking? There's plenty of contact there. There we go. That was weird. Okay. Interesting. There's a bit of sprue right in the way there. Quite a big bit as well. There we go. There we go. That fits together nicely now. Sticky finger. Now, the wheel. I might have made a mistake here. Looks like the wheel needed to be glued on before the other half, but I think we'll be alright. I'll probably end up having to just pull it apart a little bit. Oops. Pay attention, please. Yes, I'm going to have to pull it apart a little bit. Oh, Christ. Yeah, okay. Well, it's not the end of the world, was it? And then this goes on the outside of that. And then that goes through. Okay, so that goes in there, that goes there, and that goes through there. Right. A little bit of glue in that little gap there. Some glue in there. I might stick a bit on there as well, actually. So that's going to go through that hole. Plonk. Beautiful, that's all nicely held together now. I like this one. That wheel on the back's hilarious. And I guess that's the part that's kind of holding it to the base then. So we're going to want to make sure that is not too angled, but not too flat either, because he needs to be like he's doing a wheelie. Right. Oh dear. Let's do his head then. 45 and 46. No tongue on this one. I feel like this other sprue that I've kept over here is just spare parts from the first one, so I'm going to plonk it over to the left so it's out of the way. Plonk. Just tidy the back of that head off. So that it fits nicely in the body. And make sure it's up the right way. We don't want an upside down face. I can't say I've ever done that yet. There is always a first with me. There is plenty of time and plenty of models to build. Oh, that's not square at all. What's going on here? Why is that being weird this side? It's absolutely perfect this side, but not so much that side. I'll do. They remind me of, I don't know if you ever watch wrestling, they remind me of Paul Heyman a little bit. God, yeah. I'll tell him. Yeah. The armour bits then, and the jaw bits. So what do we need? 47, 48. Nice and easy to locate. And 53 and 54. Hello, where's 50? There you are. Lovely. Now then, 53 goes this side. And 54 this side. Which way does that go? Like that? Exactly like that. Now then. We need my man. Where's the other half of his body? Can you watch it be on the sprue that I've just put to one side? It's not. Say what now? No, it's there. That's weird. Stick plenty of glue on there. And he is going to sit where exactly? Oh, he needed firmly pushing on. There we go. Oh, he fits very nicely on that saddle. Curvature is buttocks. Incontinentia buttocks. I feel like that needs to be angled more. Yeah, like that. Let's stick his face on, shall we? I suppose we've got no choices of heads with these, which we've done many times in the past. We've had multiple different heads that we could pick from. Not that I'm in any way disappointed with the heads that you've got. This one's got a big scar on his head or something. A metal jaw. So he's going to want his arms. 60 and 61. Oh, there's 60. Hello. There's his other arm. What's he got? His mate's got a gun of some description on the back. Looks like a super soaker. How does that go on there then? Like that by the look of things. Sometimes it just goes on straight away. You just don't want to fiddle with it. I do have a habit of fiddling with them though, and then messing it up. Right, his shoulder blade needs shoulder pad needs to go on. 62. Oh, hello. What is that arm coming off? It's not coming off. Lovely. So now we just need his buddy to go on the back with him. $63, $64, $65, $66. So there is 65. We're going to have to fix that because that's really tight to get into between his legs. Look at that. It's like his testiculars are hanging down. Yo, that pinged off. So we just circumcised him. 65, 63 and 64. There's 64. Where's his head? His face. There it is. And his gun. 66. What on earth is he firing out of his gun? A little squig. That's brilliant. That's absolutely hilarious. I thought it was a flame that was coming out or a bit of smoke or something. He's actually firing a squig. That's hilarious. He's got a squig launcher. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. Yeah, we need to tidy that up as well. There's a great big bit of sprue hanging off the side there. Sorted. Now, how does this go together? It looks like that just goes in the back there. That would be wrong. What? Okay, that was really bizarre. So it actually goes on like that, so that squig thing's on his back. That was confusing as all heck. Anyway, figured it out. I mean, it only took me a few seconds actually off cam. Should have just kept it running. Oh well, never mind. There we go. That was really confusing me. I could not figure that out at all. I guess we'll put his head on. I mean, his weapon's going to go on as well, obviously. But the head is going to go on first. We'll have that looking over to the side. And then the weapon will go on like that. Oh, we've had an absolute calamity here. I've knocked everything off. Let's try that again, shall we? And this time let's not smash the whole thing up. I just wanted to make sure the hand was aligned properly. Why is that not going on there? There we go. There is going to be... I'll just chuck you down there. Yeah, that's all lined up. I'm going to leave him to dry for a few minutes again before I start trying to stick him on the back of the bike. But what I will do is start putting the final one together, because there's only a few bits that actually need gluing together on this guy. So we can do that while the other one's drying. And then we can glue him on and glue... Where's the face? Must be on the other sprue. It is. So we'll glue those together first. Easy money. Bit of sprue that needs trimming off there. Beautifully. Then we'll stick his face on. Building these is really making me want to get the big squig rider dude, whose name escapes me. One that looks like a shark, mentioned him before. Face on. Oh, and that's just one little bit that needs to go underneath 104, which is here. That just goes under there, does it? It's like a little bit of armour. Where the heck did that just go? Here it is. Lovely. And then we'll... Oh, hello, that's a little bit coming apart down the bottom there. It's also not very flush down there. And he goes on his little titchy base. Why is that wheel coming apart? What's going on? Let's get some glue down that crack. And it will push it firmly together. Perhaps I forgot to glue that part. Well, that seems to have solved it. And then I'll just stick him on his base. Hold that for a few seconds. And then we'll be ready to stick the grot on. Are they called grots? I forgot what they're called. They're called grots, aren't they? Stick that other little one. Oh no, he's not holding at all. We might need some super glue with this guy. No, he's holding now. Okay, we'll plonk you over there gently, and now we'll stick you on the back. Now he's just standing on the back, isn't he? It's like he's chained to the ork almost. So he's supposed to be standing slightly on the exhaust. What? On the side and the exhaust? Where's that chain go then? Does that go on his belt? I feel like he fits better there. I might just stick him there on the side of the back there. But then there's that. Oh, there. Right, I see. There's like a little tiny hole in the back of his body there. Which is where that chain goes in. And that is going to help you line up his feet. Like that. And that will be him there. Whilst it's doing some sort of mad wheelie. Oh, hello. That needs tidying up under there. I'll have to get the knife on those, I think. Yeah, just gently run it over. It's pretty sharp still at the end. I do keep saying I need to change this damn blade and not doing it, but it's just about doing a job at the moment. That'll do. Now slap on loads of glue and we are done. I will stick them, after I've had this for a little minute, I'll stick them on the rotating display for you guys to have a good old 360 view of them. That's the Squighog boys. And that is the Combat Patrol, the Combat Patrol complete. I think on the next video I might do the Armageddon Combat Patrol, but I also might do Intransia Fray. Well, I'm undecided. Anyway, I appreciate you watching, guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, maybe drop a comment, something you'd like to see built, and I will see you on the next one.